Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nia Jax has made her first comment on social media after losing the WWE Women's Championship on SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton cashed in her Money in the Bank contract to dethrone Jax. The Irresistible Force's reign as the Women's Champion began at the 2024 SummerSlam Premium Live event. She defeated Bayley to win the title and successfully defended it against the role model at the Bad Blood Premium Live event on X/Twitter. Jax reacted to a tweet expressing gratitude for the now former women's champion, who held the gold for 153 days. Check out Jax's post below. 4 months, Nia Jax's now former ally Tiffany Stratton teased the idea of a potential cash-in. This past Friday on SmackDown, the 25-year-old finally pulled the trigger and seized the perfect opportunity to cash in her contract. Stratton won the title with an unlikely assist from Bianca Belair, who hit Jax with the cod. Nia Jax successfully defended the WWE Women's Championship against Naomi before Tiffany Stratton cashed in her contract. This was Jax's second successful title defense against Naomi in recent weeks. On the Busted Open podcast, Mark Henry spoke highly of the match between the two women. He said, Jax's alliance with Stratton began several months ago. They teamed up on numerous occasions and were also a part of the 2024 Women's War Games match at the Survivor Series Premium Live event. Following Stratton's betrayal on SmackDown, she is expected to continue her feud with the former champion, who still has Candice LeRae by her side. The atmosphere at WWE's most recent press conference was filled with anticipation, especially among fans eager to hear from Nia Jax, who had been silent for weeks following her shocking loss to Tiffany Stratton at WWE's SummerSlam. The moment Nia stepped onto the stage, the crowd erupted, sensing that something monumental was about to be revealed. For the past month, speculation had run rampant. Fans, pundits, and even wrestlers within WWE had been wondering how the powerhouse former champion would respond to the loss that ended her reign and put a devastating halt to what many considered an unstoppable rise in WWE. While Nia Jax had been known for her fierce, no-nonsense persona in the ring, the idea that she might open up about her loss was one that intrigued everyone. Would she lash out at Stratton? Would she explain the pain of defeat? Or would she show a side of vulnerability rarely seen in the tough exterior of Nia Jax? The question had lingered in the air for weeks, and now, finally, it was time to hear from Nia herself. The press conference begins. The scene was set, a sea of reporters, cameras flashing, fans eagerly waiting for any hint of what might come next. Nia Jax, towering and imposing, confidently walked up to the podium. Her expression was calm, almost stoic. She didn't speak right away. Instead, she took a deep breath and glanced at the sea of faces staring back at her. I'm sure you all have been waiting for this, Nia said, breaking the silence. You all want to know what's going through my mind after losing the WWE Women's Championship to Tiffany Stratton. Her voice was measured, but there was an undeniable hint of determination in every word. It was clear that Nia Jax was not someone who had crumbled in defeat. She might have lost the title, but she was not defeated in spirit. A moment of reflection. Nia continued, losing isn't easy. Losing a championship, especially one that I worked so hard for, is something I don't take lightly, but I'm not here to make excuses. Tiffany Stratton beat me. She was the better woman on that night, and I have to respect that. The words hit hard, especially considering the powerful persona that Nia Jax had built over the years. She had always been the dominant force, the woman to beat. For her to openly admit that Stratton had bested her was a moment of rare humility. She paused for a moment, allowing her words to sink in, before continuing, but let's not forget, this is wrestling, and this isn't the end for me, far from it. Her voice took on a more determined tone, a fire burning behind her words. I've been through a lot in my career. I've been doubted, criticized, and written off by people who didn't believe in me, but I always came back. Every time they tried to push me down, I rose again, and trust me, I'm going to rise again after this. The emotional toll of defeat. The crowd hung on every word as Nia spoke candidly about the toll that her loss had taken on her, both mentally and emotionally. "You don't get to this level without sacrifice," she explained. "I've put everything into this, every match, every training session, every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears, and to lose it stings. It hurts more than people realize. You can't just walk away from something you've worked your whole life for without feeling it." For a moment, Nia seemed lost in thought, almost as though she was reliving the moment of her defeat. But just as quickly, she snapped back to the present. "I'm not here to dwell on the past, I'm here because I've learned from it, and I'll take every lesson from that match with Tiffany and use it to fuel my comeback." A challenge to Tiffany Stratton. Nia's eyes hardened as she addressed the woman who had taken her championship, Tiffany Stratton. "Tiffany, I want to make one thing clear," she said, her voice carrying the weight of someone who had been through a battle. "You may have beaten me at SummerSlam, but this isn't over. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for that title, and I'm going to take it back, and when I do, you'll know that I'm the true champion of the women's division." There was no mistaking the fire in her eyes. Nia Jax wasn't backing down. She wasn't going to let this loss define her. Instead, it was clear that this was just the beginning of the next chapter in her career. The crowd roared in approval, sensing the intensity in Nia's words. For all the pain she might have felt from the loss, she wasn't letting it break her. Instead, she was using it as motivation. And if there was one thing the WWE Universe knew about Nia Jax, it was that when she said she was coming for something, she meant it. Looking ahead. As Nia Jax wrapped up her comments, she turned to the reporters with a final thought. "I know there's been a lot of talk about my future in WWE. Some people might say that my time as champion is over, that I've peaked, but let me tell you this, I'm not done, not by a long shot." Her confidence was unwavering, a reminder that despite the setback, Nia Jax was still one of the most formidable women to ever step into the ring. "There's more to me than just being a champion," she concluded. "There's power, there's heart, and there's a legacy I'm building. This loss, it's just a bump in the road. The journey isn't over, it's just beginning." With that, Nia Jax walked off the stage, leaving the reporters and fans alike with a renewed sense of excitement. The challenge had been thrown down. The fire was lit. And the WWE Universe knew that Nia Jax would stop at nothing to reclaim what was once hers. The fallout of the loss. Back in the locker room, Nia Jax was met with a mixture of respect and concern from her fellow WWE superstars. Some had reached out to offer condolences, while others were more focused on seeing if this loss might mark the beginning of the end of Nia's reign of dominance. Yet, those who knew Nia best weren't concerned. They knew that this loss would only make her stronger. Among the women of WWE, Nia's loss to Stratton had reverberated throughout the locker room. Some women were in awe of Tiffany's incredible performance, while others saw it as an opportunity to challenge themselves. But for Nia, this loss wasn't something to be ashamed of. It was fuel for her next fire. In the weeks that followed, Nia began to reassert herself in the division, using her time away from the spotlight to refine her technique, work on her weaknesses, and become a more complete wrestler. The once unstoppable force had taken a hit, but she was not down for the count. When she returned to TV a few weeks after her comments at the press conference, it was clear that Nia Jax had a different presence about her. Her intensity was sharper, her focus laser-like. And when the time came, she'd make her move again. It wasn't a matter of if, but when. A new era. In the months following her loss, Nia Jax's presence was undeniable. She had returned to form, but now, there was something different about her. The loss to Tiffany Stratton had made her more focused, more driven, and more dangerous than ever before. While some had written her off, Nia had only grown stronger. The question wasn't whether she could reclaim the title. It was when she would do it. As WWE continued to build toward the next major pay-per-view, rumors began to swirl about a potential rematch between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. The tension was palpable, and the fans knew that when the two women met again, it would be nothing short of explosive for Nia Jax. Losing the WWE Women's Championship to Tiffany Stratton was a painful moment. But it was also a pivotal one in her career, a moment that would define her path forward. She had learned, adapted, and evolved. and when the time came, she would rise again, ready to take her place at the top of the women's division. Once more, the journey was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.